Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is about network diagrams. All about network diagrams, example of network diagram symbols, guidelines, and creating a network diagram. First of all, network diagram is a visual representation of a network's structure, showing how different devices and components, such as routers, switches, and computers, are connected within a network. Network diagrams can depict both physical and logical connections, helping to clarify the flow and layout of data within the system. So pinapakita nung data and structure nung network diagram kung paano yung components natin, nabanggit na rin yun sa router, switches, kung paano sila nagko-connect sa computers. So there are some examples of data diagram. Number one, planning and designs. Network diagrams help network architects design efficient and scalable networks. Two, troubleshooting. Technicians use network diagrams to identify and resolve connectivity or performance issue. Then three, documentation. Provides a record of the network structure useful for training, updates, and audits. Security assessments. Network diagrams help in identifying potentials, vulnerabilities, and improving security protocols. Project management. In project planning, network diagrams help visualize tasks, workflows, and dependencies within a project, particularly in project management. Ayan, so ito yung mga kailangan natin steps para sa data or network diagrams natin. So, kailangan muna nating i-planuhin yung designs. Meron din dyan yung troubleshooting kung paano natin, parang kaming mga technicians na kung paano namin sila i-identify or i-resolve kung mayroong mga connectivities, mga issues or malwares, mga ganon. Then, kailangan namin silang parang sa documentations, kailangan mag-provide ng record doon sa network structure. Then, yung security assessment kung tama ba yung pinaglagay ng data. Then, project management, ayun na. Yung sa network diagrams natin. So, ito yung mga examples ng network diagrams. First, home network diagram. Show devices such as computers, printers, and mobile devices connected to a home router, which may also connect to a modem and the internet. Useful for managing connections within a home environment and setting up access restrictions or security. So, itong home diagram na to, yung parang sa router natin or sa PLDT or sa Huawei, sa, ang tawag doon? Yung isang internet natin. Basta yun na yun, yung sa router natin, ito yung mga ISP router modem natin na sa bahay lang natin ginagamit. Kumbaga, printer yun na nga ma-access ng phones. So, around sa mismong parameter lang ng bahay. Then, office network diagram or small businesses. Includes components such as servers, workstations, IP phones, printers, routers, and a firewall. A switch often connects device within the network, and a router may connect the internal network to the internet. This layout aids in managing a company's internal and external network traffic and planning for future expansion. So, may mga tinatawag tayong router, switch hub, may mga server din tayo. Napag-aralan naman natin yon kung paano siya ginagawa. Which may connect sa mismong network diagram nitong office. So, may mga firewalls tayo, may mga securities din tayong mga sinusunod. Yung mga binibigyan natin sila ng limit kung sino lang yung pwedeng kumonek or parang magbigay tayo ng, yung sa globe, parang sa capping, ganon. So, kung mayroon tayong o mayroon tayong intentions na palawakin pa, ito yung kailangan natin, yung office network diagrams. So, yung layout niya is nandito na din, nakalagay na din and nakabasis na din dyan kung saan siya connected. Network to network lang siya, pero server din siya, server-based din. Kailangan lang natin ng pinakamalakas na na network para lahat hindi ma-compromise yung connections or ma-interrupt. Then, third is data center network diagram. A data center network diagram is highly detailed, often depicting a vast number of servers, storage devices, loaded balancers, firewalls, and external connections. This type is crucial for understanding data flow between services. managing high availability and ensuring security within the data center. So ito namang ginagamit nating data center network diagrams ay na yung mismong layout niya kung paano siya or structure nung mismong data center network. Ito na yung mga malakihan na yung pwede marami ng kumo-connect na client, server, ganyan, mga DNS. Ayan. So, hindi lang siya iisang switches, may mga router din siya, may mga hubs na para mapag-connect-connecta mo lahat ng kailangan mong i-connect. May mga manager, may mga finances or monitoring, mga ganyan. So, yan yung pamamalakad ng data center network diagrams. And the next is cloud network diagram. Cloud network diagram shows cloud resources like database, virtual machines, and cloud storage connected via cloud platforms. Yan, yung mga and often used for visualizing cloud architecture, how it integrates with on-premises infrastructure and understanding cloud traffic flow and cost managing. So dito naman tayo nagbe-base yung mga clouds natin or parang sa server, yun din yung magiging flow niya. Kailangan din niya ng network diagram para doon mo isi-save yung lahat ng mga files mo, yung mga malalaking storage na hindi kayang USB to USB lang, ganun, para hindi na maabala. So kailangan din natin silang i-network. Then ito yung network diagram symbols. Yan yung mga may switches, router, firewalls, NAT, load balancer, network server, optical fiber, DWDM node, Wi-Fi hotspot, internet network, network cloud, antenna, VPN router, modem, hub, server rack, closed network, satellite management console. Ilan lang dyan nakikita natin. Basic na sa atin yung mga yung mga symbols na yan, lalo na yung mga Wi-Fi hotspot, mga router, yan, yung optical fiber, mga network cloud, antenna, yan, nakikita natin yan. Then yung satellite, ayan, so basic na sa atin yan. Parang yung VPN router, ginagamit din natin siya, pero depende na lang kasi minsan ginagamit natin siya sa laro. So, ayan yung mga guidelines for creating a network diagram. If meron kayong possibility or meron kayong kung gusto nyo siyang gawin, define your scope and purpose. Yan yun. So, number 1, determine the type of network you're diagramming and its purpose. Will it be used for troubleshooting, designs, or documentations? The level of details depends on its intended use. Identify all components. List all devices and components that will be included in the network, such as routers, switches, servers, workstation, and security appliances. Use standard symbols. Choose standardized symbols to make your diagram easily understandable by others in your field. Network professionals will recognize this symbol and understand the layout. Organize layout logically. Place device logically to reflect their physical or logical arrangement in the network. For example, place the router at the center if it connects multiple devices. Label all components. Clearly label each device with its name or IP address to help identify each part. This is special useful when troubleshooting. Yes, so yung last part yon, kailangan natin talagang i-label yung mga components para alam natin kung saan sila nakakonect. Kasi if ever na meron tayong ginagawa parang kanina dun sa office network diagram natin, yun kailangan natin yun sa mga malalakihang companies din. So kailangan talaga nating sundan yung guidelines kung paano talaga gumawa ng network diagrams. Bigyan natin sila ng label. Like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yung PC to PC or PC to hub. Ayan, so para alam natin kung saan sila located or kung saan talaga yung designated places nila, kung saan sila nakasaksak. And kailangan hindi siya maayos yung security, yung places, yung field, hindi siya crowd, hindi siya mababangga lang ng madadaanan mo or lang yung mga network. mas maganda intended sa ceiling nyo na lang ipadaan yung wire if ever na magne-network diagram kayo. Tapos yung mga positioning ng mga routers, mga switches, ganyan, yung mga server. Ayan, so kailangan planado nyo talaga siyang maigi or alamin nyo muna talaga. Dapat marunong din kayo sa mga troubleshootings, yung layout ng mismong field para alam ninyo kung saan nyo siya ilalagay talaga. Then, indicate connections type. Use different line types. Yan, gaya ng sabi ko nga, iba-iba din. Pwedeng coloring ng cables or ng maglagay din kayo ng mga identifications kung saan sila, yung mga switch hub, mga routers, ayan, kung ano yung mga signages na bawal ba dito, pwede ba doon, and yan, yung mga bawal uminom, bawal ganyan, magdala ng water, yan, specifically. Ayan, or colors to differentiate between connections type. Show data flow directions. Use arrows to indicate the directions of data flow if needed. Ayan, maglalagay lang kayo ng ganyan kung kailangan talaga. Yung talagang maramihan na or as in talagang malaki yung crowd na ginagawa ninyo. Especially if the diagram involves traffic flow analysis. Simplify when possible. If the network is complex, consider breaking it into smaller sections or using simplified icons to represent clusters of devices, like a cloud symbol for the internet or cloud resources. Use a diagramming tool. Tools like Microsoft Visio, Lucidchart, or online platforms like Draw.io are excellent for creating professionals' network diagram. These tools have pre-made symbols and templates for the network diagrams. Update regularly. Yon, so kailangan nyo siyang ina-update talaga regularly. Networks evolve, so update your diagram to reflect new devices, security, configurations, or layout changes. This keeps the documentations accurate and useful over time. Yes, so kailangan nyo yan na regularly para ma-maintain yung balances or yung mismong flow nung mismong diagram. Then, conclusion, network diagrams are essential tools for visualizing and managing network infrastructure, providing a clear representation of how devices and resources connect and interact. They serve multiple purposes, from aiding in network design and troubleshooting to facilitating documentations, security planning, and project management. By using standardized symbols and following best practice in layout, labeling, and detailed network diagrams can effectively communicate complex information to stakeholders and technical teams alike. Whether for a simple home setup, a small business, or a complex data center, a well-crafted network diagram is invaluable in maintaining, optimizing, and securing a network. So, ayun na nga. Yung mga importante na sa guidelines, kailangan natin siyang sundin. Kasi kahit nasa bahay ka, hindi pwede yung pucho-pucho lang na isasabit mo yung mga wired mo, yung mga ganito. So, kailangan detailed talaga siya para alam mo din sundan. Kasi hindi porket home lang siya, yun na yun, hindi mo na siya i-manage or hindi mo na siya aayusin or i-set up. Para alam mo din or hindi ka ma-misdirect doon sa mismong cost talaga ng problem na nagkakaroon. Minsan nadidelayed sa network. Ba't kaya ganito? Ganun, hindi natin namamalayan. Alam natin mayroon pa tayong pero may problema na pala tayo sa wiring, sa mga routers natin nang hindi natin na namamalayan. So, kailangan natin siyang i-take up seriously yung network diagram natin. So, ayan. We are done for today. Thank you for listening. Then, we are group 1 but we represent the last groups. Ayun, kasi kami ang dulo. So, ayun. Thank you for all for listening. Sana may natutunan kayo sa network diagrams natin. Thank you.